All right, we're here in Dad's garage in the workshop. So he has this set up for the top end. So show us what all you got for it.
So this is going to be my motorcycle overhaul toolbox, which everybody should have. It's all the specialty tools that you need. You always want to have a spark plug ready to go, or maybe this one. One of those two ought to work good. We're going to put a new spark plug in. Then of course you always want to have a good quality screwdriver. You're going to need that during the overhaul, and your 10 and 12 millimeter high quality wrench. That's a Honda wrench. That's high quality. And any good mechanic has a pair of pliers, quality tools, and you always have to have a hammer. So we are ready to overhaul this bad boy.
All right, maybe not. My dad has a little bit nicer setup here.
A socket, maybe, if needed, torque wrenches. And I do have a couple of extra wrenches.
All right, that looks a little bit better.
So I guess some of you had some comments that you liked my toolbox. So Daniel asked me if I'd kind of show you guys around a little bit. This toolbox is only a shade over a year old, the top and bottom. If you notice the right side as you look at it here is got a red side box on it. Just over a year ago, the shop I worked at was broken into, and somebody took a crowbar to my top and bottom boxes and pretty much ruined the whole toolbox and stole some tools from me, quite a few. Not as many as some of the other people, but they stole quite a few of the tools from me. So the insurance company paid to have my old toolbox replaced, and I was debating between blue and green. And the green is really close to a Kawasaki green, and I like that color. So I decided on the green, and I think it looks really good here in the garage. There we go, the top. Up in the top of here, of course, this is a timing light. All my four-wheel drive sockets, an air hammer, fan removal tool, and just some other items. One thing you'll notice that some of my drawers are very organized, and some of them are just kind of a mishmash of all kinds of stuff. Like this in here, Phillips screwdrivers, all kinds of stuff. Drill bits in here, a flywheel turning tool, some alignment tools, a lot of alignment tools in here. I used to do a lot of alignment work. This then would be my flat blade screwdriver and some Allen wrenches, soldering gun. That's really nice. It's a butane soldering gun. And it just kind of goes down the line. You know, you have your Torx bits and serpentine belt tool. That's an electrical tester. In this drawer I have, this box is actually all air conditioning rebuild tools for if there's a problem with the air conditioner. Oop, can't get it open. That's all the tools that it takes. But that's an old kit. That tool kit there is probably from the 1980s. And these days, air conditioners, they're a whole lot different than they used to be. And then you guys also saw this drawer. Now this, of course, is my pride and joy right now. Every wrench I own is in this drawer. You talk about a tool that you bought and you never used. Sorry to offend anybody, but I don't like Volkswagens. And Volkswagens use these spline drives. And I bought this set of tools and used this one here once. This one right here one time. So that's a tool that I've bought and maybe kind of regret. But there it is. I have it. I'll never have to think about it again. And a lot of the reason that a lot of these wrenches are really bright and shiny, as opposed to say these over here, is because those were some of the wrenches that got stolen and then replaced. This is my pliers drawer, and even the Snap-on guy, when I opened up the drawer and he looked in it, he says, "Oh my gosh, I've never seen so many pliers in my life." So that's my plier drawer. I think I'm pretty well set up. This is obviously my hammer and pry bar drawer. Biggest pry bar I own is this one right here. Some of the guys at the shop had even bigger ones, but yeah, and a little bit of front end tools, ball joint press, and really it's all front end tools. You do your front end work with a hammer. Ignition drawer, electrical and ignition. There's all kinds of stuff. A battery tester, or what we call a toaster, because it puts an actual load. You guys probably don't have any idea what this is, but this is a dwell meter. For anybody who goes way back in time, points and condenser, you had to adjust the dwell.
So that's a tack and dwell meter, and a whole bunch of other stuff, wiring and just all kinds of things thrown in there. And then some of these deeper drawers were just, you know, stuff because it's too big to fit. I have some old that's my this is my sound, my listening for noises and squeaks and rattles. That's a brake tool. I have a cooling system pressure tester. And that kind of leads us to this drawer over here. And this is another tool. This goes with that cooling system pressure tester. This is an adapter for a Volvo radiator. I bought this back in the 1980s, and I probably used it once or twice and haven't touched it since. I have the ball joint press has extra adapters in a kit and just all kinds of front end stuff. This drawer has another mishmash of all kinds of things, pullers and power steering pump, pulley remover and installer, and all kinds of good stuff. This is more or less fuel and obviously razor blades. I got a few motorcycle tools, specialty tools that we picked up over time. And taps and dies, you know, torch parts and some welding rod and such. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, it had this old side cabinet. It has, you know, a lot of books in the back. You may not be able to see them, but a lot of books, and then different chemicals. And again, this is ignition stuff from way back in the 70s. This is for adjusting the points on a GM, like I told you about, and all kinds of crazy stuff there. And this is just kind of a really packed tight brake drawer. There's a lot of brake tools in this drawer, and you can't be a mechanic without a steering wheel puller. So yeah, I've been adding to it since I first started full-time doing this in about 1978. And I have a drawer with just chemicals, you know, Honda Bond, good stuff, and it really is good stuff, but all kinds of different greases and such. And I got a few engine tools in here. And then this drawer is a little more full up. You can see a lot of oil change stuff. We used to do a lot of oil changes in the past. Now, you guys have already seen the inside of this drawer, of course. This is my socket and impact drawer. Probably, you might laugh, but probably my absolute favorite tool in the entire toolbox is this ratchet right here. It's a snap-on. A close second and third, I guess. This is a 3/8 snap-on, and this is a 1/2 snap-on. The longer the ratchet, the more I like it. But this in here has this plastic handle, which I love. And evidently, they tell me it's been discontinued. Another really cool tool is that you saw this on the video. This is a Matco brand torque wrench tool. What you actually end up doing is putting it on your regular ratchet. You turn it on and you set the torque you want, and it turns almost any ratchet into a torque wrench. And as I've heard someone say in the past, if it's easy... Well, I hope you've enjoyed the tour of my toolbox. And as I've heard somebody say in the past, take it easy. And if it's easy, take it twice. And I'll talk to you later. Mag wheels. Woohoo!